Hey guys, this is some homework help for 2.4 in case you're getting home and struggling with getting some of the actual problems done that were assigned. And so I'm just going to go through one of each of the types of problems and we'll kind of go at it from there. So here at the very beginning, we're looking at 3 through, I think it's 5. You might be assigned a few others, but I think it's around 3 through 5. But looking at the board there, let's just take a look at, say, question number 6 as an example. Our goal is really to get y equals mx plus b, and we look at this problem, number 6, we do have m, we do have b, which means we're ready to just plug these numbers in. So on number 6, we would just say y equals, m would be 2/3, of course we still have our x, plus b. Now if b is negative, we would use a negative here, we'd use a minus, but where it's a positive 4, we'll just write plus 4, and we are done. That's all that we're doing on 3 through 5. When we get down to 9 and so on from there, we're going to start having to deal with the fact that we don't know the y-intercept. Yes, we know the slope, but we only have one other point. And so we're going to use the point-slope form here to build our equation, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. This is not something that's required that you have memorized, but it is something that you should be prepared to work with on the test if the case arises that we need to do that. So looking here at, let's say, take number, we'll take 15. So on number 15 here, we would have y minus, and now we're going to look for a value from an ordered pair. We have -3, so I'm going to put parentheses -3. That's my y value, y1, equals m, which is -4/7, times x is just the variable x, minus whatever my x1 is, which is 7. Now I need to distribute to clean this up. I want this to look like a y equals mx plus b form, so I need to do the algebra to clean it up. This over here becomes just y plus 3, because a double negative would cancel, and here I'm going to get -4/7 x, and when I multiply a -4/7 times a -7, I get a +4. If you don't trust me, use a calculator, make that calculation. The only thing wrong with this is y is still not quite alone, so I need to get rid of this +3 by subtracting 3 from both sides. That would leave me with the final answer of y equals -4/7 x plus 1. This is the fully simplified version of the equation. I can tell the slope is -4/7. I can tell that the y-intercept is 1. The next type of problem is based on some implication, what we mean when we say parallel or perpendicular. So let's take, for instance, this question here, number 20. It says that we have to be parallel to this line. Well, parallel lines have to have the same slope. So that would imply that the slope I need is right here, that it's -4. Well, if I have a slope of -4 and I have a point at -3, -5, I should be able to use the same thing I just did, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And I should be able to solve this down to a y equals equation, doing the exact same thing. So if you're not sure what to do after you found the slope, once you know the slope, it's the same thing we just did on question number 15. Now when we get to perpendicular, we have to understand that when we look at a perpendicular slope, we're actually looking for the negative reciprocal, which means opposite sign and flipped. And so what we're going to do here, I'm going to take this 4, which is really a 4/1. We're going to flip it to produce 1/4. And because this was positive, we need a negative result. This is the new slope that we want. With that slope and this ordered pair, I can again use the point slope form to be able to build my equation. Okay. So it's really about the implication of finding the slope from the other equation. The last type of problem that you're dealing with in 30 through 33 is about what happens when you have just 2 points. You're not given the slope, so the point-slope form doesn't even work. So what are we going to do instead? Let's take a look here at question number 34. I have 2 points, but I don't have the slope. So I'm going to start by finding the slope. This is what we did in 2.2. We worked on finding the slope. I'm going to take my second y value, which is -4, and I subtract the first y value, which is 2. Divided by, right, so I'm taking -4 minus 2. Now I'm going to have 3 minus a -1. Order really matters here, guys. On top, we should get a -6. On bottom, the double negative becomes an addition, and I get 3 plus 1 is 4. This does reduce, so my slope becomes -3 over 2. Now that I have a slope, I can take either one of these two ordered pairs. Let's take this first one here, and I can build my equation. And I'll show you again how to do that. This is very similar to how you'll end the 20s when you're doing the parallel and perpendicular. Once you know the slope, y minus 2 equals -3/2 times x minus a -1. Well, minus -1, this is really x plus 1. I'm going to do that just to simplify my life a little bit. And I need to distribute. So I get y minus 2 equals -3/2 x minus 3/2. To get y alone, I need to add 2, so I'll add 2 here. Okay, if you're not real comfortable with the algebra or the simplification of this, I'll walk you through it, but we get -3/2 x. -3/2, okay, this is roughly, or equivalent to -1.5. You're adding 2 to that. That should be 1/2. So I'm going to write plus 1/2. If you have any questions about that, get a calculator out, check. You'll notice that it comes out as a 0.5, and that's indication that we're good there. Okay, hopefully this helps you with what are you doing in the homework, how do you get through those steps. If you have more questions, bring them to class, and we'll go through them there. All right, good luck, and we'll see you in class.